Have you ever sat in front of your charts and felt completely lost? The candles are moving, the market is active, price is moving up and down. Yet somehow, the more you stare at the screen, the less certain you become. Your eyes are watching the chart, but your mind is trapped in a question. What am I supposed to do right now? Should I buy? Should I sell? Should I wait? Is this the beginning of a trend, or the end of one? Is this breakout real, or is it another trap designed to take money from impatient traders? Most traders have experienced this moment, and most traders respond to it in exactly the wrong way. They believe confusion means they need more information, more indicators, more analysis, more videos, more opinions, more trades. But after spending years studying market psychology and observing the behavior of successful traders, I discovered something that completely changed the way I viewed trading forever. When the market becomes confusing, profitable traders and losing traders face the exact same chart. They see the same candles, same price action, same information, yet they produce completely different results. Why? Because the difference is not knowledge. Difference is not intelligence. Difference is not strategy. Difference is a single decision. Decision that feels simple on the surface, yet it is one of the hardest decisions a trader will ever make. And understanding this decision begins with understanding how the human mind reacts to uncertainty. Human beings are not designed to be comfortable with uncertainty. Our brains constantly search for answers. We want explanations. We want certainty. We want control. When something feels unclear, our mind immediately starts looking for a solution. That instinct works well in many areas of life. But in trading, it can become extremely dangerous. Because markets are built on uncertainty. There is no certainty. There are only probabilities. Yet most traders behave as if certainty is hiding somewhere on the chart. They believe one more indicator will reveal it. One more strategy will reveal it. One more analysis will reveal it. So they keep searching. And the more they search, the more confused they become. Eventually they reach a point where they stop trading their system and start trading their emotions. And this is where losses begin. Not because they lack knowledge, because they cannot tolerate uncertainty. Market doesn't require certainty. It requires discipline. Discipline becomes most important exactly when certainty disappears. Because the moments that test your patience are the moments that reveal who you really are as a trader. Think back to some of your biggest losses. Not necessarily the largest in dollar amount. Ones that hurt the most emotionally. If you examine them honestly, you'll often discover something interesting. Many of them began with uncertainty. You weren't completely convinced. You didn't have full confidence. You didn't have complete clarity. But you entered anyway. Why? Because doing nothing felt uncomfortable. You felt like an opportunity might disappear. You felt like everyone else was making money. You felt like waiting would somehow put you behind. So you convinced yourself, maybe this breakout will work. Maybe this reversal is real. Maybe this setup is good enough. Notice the language. Maybe. Professional traders rarely make decisions based on maybe. Amateur traders do it every day. Because maybe is often not analysis. Maybe is usually emotion disguised as analysis. And once emotion takes control, objectivity begins to disappear. Earlier in my own trading journey, I struggled with this constantly. Whenever I felt confused, I believed the answer was more work. I switched timeframes, changed indicators, searched for new systems, watched more educational content, spent countless hours trying to force clarity into situations where clarity simply didn't hear. Something strange happened. The harder I worked, the worse my decisions became. First, I blamed the market, and I blamed my strategy, and I blamed my risk management. But eventually I realized the truth. The problem wasn't on the chart. The problem was in my mindset. I wasn't trying to understand the market. I was trying to eliminate uncertainty. That is impossible. No trader can eliminate uncertainty. No indicator can eliminate uncertainty. No strategy can eliminate uncertainty. Best traders in the world don't trade because they know what will happen. They trade because they are comfortable not knowing what will happen. That distinction changes everything. This is one of the greatest lessons ever taught by the legendary trader and author Mark Douglas. Trading is not a game of prediction. Trading is a game of probability. That sounds simple. Very few traders truly understand what it means. If trading is probabilities, then every trade carries uncertainty. Even the best setup can fail. Even the strongest signal can lose. Even perfect analysis can be wrong. Once I accepted that reality, something incredible happened. Pressure disappeared. No longer needed every trade to win. No longer needed to prove I was right. No longer viewed losses as personal failures. Instead, I focused on execution, following rules, managing risk, maintaining discipline. Because consistency is not created by being right. Consistency is created by behaving correctly over and over again, regardless of outcome. Once that shift occurs, trading becomes much less emotional and much more professional. After understanding this concept, I decided to review hundreds of my previous trades. I wanted evidence. I wanted facts. So I separated my trades into two categories. The first category contained trades that followed my rules perfectly. The second category contained trades taken because of impatience, fear, boredom, or emotional pressure. The results shocked me. Most of my major losses came from the second category. Not bad strategies, not poor analysis, not market manipulation, emotional decisions. Whenever I lost discipline, losses followed. Whenever I ignored my process, losses followed. Whenever I traded because I felt compelled to act, losses followed. This discovery taught me something important. The market was not my biggest opponent. My emotions were. And until I learned to manage those emotions, no strategy in the world could save me. The average trader spends years learning how to read charts, but almost no time learning how to read themselves. They learn support and resistance. They learn trend lines. They learn price action. They learn indicators. They never learn how fear affects decision-making. They never learn how greed influences risk. They never learn how impatience destroys discipline. The market constantly exposes psychological weaknesses. Fear of missing out. Fear of losing. Need for certainty. Need for control. Need to be right. Every weakness eventually appears on the chart through your decisions. That is why trading is one of the greatest personal development exercises ever created. Because the market doesn't just reveal opportunities, it reveals you. And eventually I discovered one rule that changed everything. When nothing is clear, do nothing. At first that advice sounds almost ridiculous. How can doing nothing help you make money? How can waiting improve performance? The answer is simple. Because protecting capital creates future opportunities. Every unnecessary trade has a cost, not just financially, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. A single impulsive trade can damage confidence. Reduced confidence creates hesitation. Hesitation creates inconsistency. Inconsistency creates losses. And before long, a small mistake becomes a destructive cycle. Professional traders understand something that most people never learn. There is no obligation to trade today. There is no obligation to catch every move. There is no obligation to always be active. Your job is not activity. Your job is execution. The market will always provide opportunities. Tomorrow, next week, next month, the opportunities are endless. Your capital is not. Your confidence is not. Your emotional energy is not. That is why patience becomes a competitive advantage. When others are forcing trades, patient traders are preserving resources. When others are chasing movement, patient traders are waiting for alignment. When others are reacting emotionally, patient traders are following their process. Over time, those small differences compound into massive differences in performance. Because success in trading is rarely about finding extraordinary opportunities. It is usually about avoiding unnecessary mistakes. And the ability to avoid mistakes often comes from one simple skill: the ability to wait. So remember this the next time you sit in front of your charts and nothing makes sense. Candles are moving. Market is active. Opinions are everywhere. Your responsibility is not to react to everything you see. Your responsibility is to protect your edge, protect your capital, protect your discipline. The market will never become completely predictable. There will never be a day when every setup works. There will never be a day when uncertainty disappears. But there can be a day when you stop fighting uncertainty. There can be a day when you stop forcing trades. There can be a day when you trust your process more than your emotions. And that day can completely transform your trading career. Because the traders who achieve long-term success are not the traders who predict every move. They are the traders who remain disciplined when everyone else becomes emotional. They are the traders who can wait while others chase. They are the traders who can stay calm while others panic. And most importantly, they are the traders who understand that sometimes the most profitable decision is not entering a trade at all. Thank you for watching. If this lesson helped you think differently about trading psychology, be sure to subscribe for more content inspired by the principles of disciplined trading and professional mindset development. Stay patient, stay focused, trust your process, And remember, the goal is not to control the market. The goal is to control yourself.